Tropical storm warnings and watches are now in effect from Florida along the Panhandle to the mouth of the Mississippi River all the way in Louisiana. But we will have to keep an eye on this system to see where it will go and how strong it will get. Taking a look at what we have right now, the 5 a.m. advisory, Eastern time, miles still at 50 miles per hour, chugging ever so slowly. This time yesterday, you remember, Ben, it was moving northwest at 3 miles per hour. It's put the pedal on the metal. It's going 5 miles per hour.
It's definitely picked up strength.
Bit of a problem. Yeah, picked up strength for sure. Pressure's dropped at that. Right?
Yeah.
998.
And that's how we know it's getting a little bit stronger.
Yes.
And I will say, this storm, we're not expecting it to become a hurricane. That's the one thing to keep in mind. It is going to be bringing some impacts along the coast. But when we talk about the impacts, timing-wise with this, over the course of the next day or so, the Gulf Coast needs to be on high alert.
Absolutely. And the forecast cone now keeps it right along the Gulf Coast. And notice it's not doing this big thing it was doing yesterday. We have a little more information about this. And every day the forecast gets a little bit, a little more in tune, right? Notice where the heaviest rain has been. A lot of this, thankfully, at this point is still off the coast. However, we're still going to have some squalls that'll bring some heavy rain to the coast.
Right.
We still have storm surge and we still have wind. So we still have lots to talk about. But this is basically what we have with it right now.
Yeah, it's very lopsided. We've been using that word a lot when we describe it.
Right.
Right. And the thing is too, the reason that the rain's kind of sticking a little bit further out into sea, which is the good news, is we have a lot of that drier air that's getting wrapped up in this storm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's aiding in kind of keeping it at bay. But like you said there, Craig, we do have really warm waters. So we're going to be able to see some of those thunderstorms popping up, plus all that moisture. So if you do see a thunderstorm, it could have some pretty intense rain rates.
Absolutely. And some of these bands that you see here wrapping around the northern side, we're going to see those throughout this period as it moves to the west-northwest. So these bands and these squalls will be a concern for us. At times you can even see water spouts, perhaps some tornadoes, but intense rainfall rates. As we track Bertha, what's working in its favor? Low wind shear. It's found this one little pocket. There's some wind shear around it that's tearing the storm apart on the eastern half of it and part of the northern side. But right around it, it found a little bit of a pocket. We have some moisture to work with, and you mentioned it. Man, those water temperatures, prime.
Warm.
Prime.
Warm. And when we see these homegrown systems, usually, in the Gulf, the temperatures are so warm. Usually the waters are also very shallow, so it allows for that kind of deepening of very warm water.
Sure.
We'll have to watch out, though, because it may kind of bring in a little bit more of that upflow and allow for some of that cooler water to come in once it starts to churn up the ocean. So that'll help us out a little bit. But, it's just as riding the coast,
models.
Pretty much.
Yeah, look at the spaghetti models. And here's another fact that we'll look at. We're going to talk about the steering mechanisms, everything that's going into it. For a period here, the high pressure will redirect it, but then the consensus wants to take it back overland over portions of Louisiana. Time to get ready. Panama City today, Mobile this evening, New Orleans by Wednesday, by the evening hours, Lake Charles.
Yeah. Definitely something we're looking out for, and there's still a lot of uncertainty when it comes to what Bertha will actually do. Models do not suggest that this is going to be becoming a hurricane. That's the good news, but that doesn't mean that, it's a tropical storm at this point. So we have to watch out for all of those impacts that are coming in. Like you were mentioning, though, before here, Craig, it did find that pocket, but it does have wind shear that has to battle a little bit more. I really do think, though, it's mostly going to be the drier air that gets wrapped up into it, so it's going to be aiding in that kind of steering flow. But it's been an interesting system to watch because we have that higher, stronger, high-pressure system that's sitting over the central part of the country.
Right.
And all of this is connected.
A lot of heat there.
Yes, and so it aids in a lot more of the storm potential, too, for folks that are going to be on the coast. So if you had that beach weekend planned, it's a bit of a bummer.
Look how interesting this is as well, because a lot of it, due to the steering mechanisms, does keep it closer to the coast, to your point. There was questions yesterday about Texas, but the high pressure shifting over a portion of Oklahoma may help to protect portions of that state. But then you got that other high pressure to the east, and that's going to help to give it like a little bit of a nudge.
Yes. And
kind of push it over.
And it's also going to be interesting, too, because, obviously we have a lot of moisture when it comes to a tropical system, and some of that's going to get pushed over into the Carolinas. More on that in just a little bit. But those highs are aiding and pushing this thing towards the west, and that's where we do have to watch out for a little bit of that flooding impact for folks in Texas. Even if it's not a ton of rain, they've already gotten hit so hard that it'll cause some problems.
Terrible beach conditions as well. The Fox weather exclusive tropical threat on the high side, those deeper shades of red. It's a conversation we were having with you since yesterday. This is still, confidence is high at this point still because it does have a lot of things working in its favor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you were talking about those spaghetti plots. We're looking at the lows here. So when we look into a couple of those models, we're talking Euros, we're talking GFS as well.
Yeah.
So the models are in somewhat of a good agreement over the course of the next 24, 48 hours.
Right.
Riding the coast. Some of these models do want to take it into parts of Texas, Houston, Corpus Christi, getting in on that action. That's where we have to watch out for a little bit of that. So it is dropping to that kind of zero range.
Right.
So it's getting less and less, but it is still a possibility that we're watching out for. But nearly all those solutions are going to be tracking it up towards the north.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good when we see the models all starting to agree, right? It's like you're having a conversation, like everybody at the table saying kind of the same thing at this point.
Yeah, so it's something we're watching very carefully, but at least we're kind of in somewhat of a better agreement. And again, not forecasted to become a hurricane at this point.